Hi friends, my name is Lucas and welcome to session 4 on how to remove your financial blocks. Now, if you're feeling stuck or challenged with money and you're not sure what to do about it, you're in the right place. In the first 2 sessions, we identified everything keeping us stuck. And in the third session, we looked at how to remove some of those financial blocks. If you have not completed those sessions, please check them out now and return to this video when you're done. In today's session, we'll look at how to let go of our most stubborn financial blocks. So get out your workbook or download it now and let's get to it. As we discussed in session 3, some of our financial blocks can be replaced with a change of habit. But if you're anything like me or the majority of my clients, a lot of what's keeping us stuck is buried deep within. When we feel like we're not smart enough to have money, or maybe we avoid it, or maybe we buy things to make ourselves feel better, those thoughts and feelings can be difficult to break. But when we identify the source of our problems and remove it, and get clear on all the damage that financial block caused in our lives so that we don't have to repeat it again, well, we clear a new path to move forward and we can begin to practice new, more productive financial behaviors. Let's look at an example. Let's say that one of the thoughts holding you back is that there's never enough money. Now, growing up, you used to hear grandma and mom say it, and as an adult, you have plenty of evidence that there's not enough. Now, most people, including myself, assume that the lack of money is the problem. So we hustle to make more, but we still live paycheck to paycheck. Do you know why? Because a lack of money and things like an empty savings account or borrowing on credit are not the problem. They're symptoms of the problem. And when we treat symptoms without addressing the root cause, it's like cutting a weed off at the surface. It'll disappear for a little while, but it'll always grow back stronger. The root cause is the belief that there's not enough. This one little thought, which, by the way, was not your idea. Remember, you borrowed it from someone else who does not have a good relationship with money. But this one little idea traps us in a cycle of self-doubt, fear, and feelings that there's not enough. So how do we break the cycle? By removing the root cause, which in this case is the idea that there's never enough money. So how do we do that? Start by recognizing that when someone says there's never enough money, it's their opinion based on their personal experiences. It's kind of like they're trying to hand you their financial baggage, but you don't have to accept it. Put yourself in their shoes for a moment. If grandma grew up during war and famine, then her experience is that there was not enough. But is that your experience? Get curious and investigate the thought or feeling. Ask yourself questions like, is what I'm thinking or feeling an absolute truth? Now, I'll give you a hint. It's not. And if you're really feeling stuck, ask yourself, does this have to be true for me? Think about it for a moment. There's a lot of people out there who started with nothing and now they have plenty. I think they would strongly disagree with the idea that there's not enough money. The difference is that they choose not to believe other people's opinions. So take a look at your hurt list from session 2, and for all of the behaviors that are holding you back, start to ask questions and shift your perspective. Now, essentially what we're doing here is debunking all of the financial myths that we've heard along the way. If you've spent a big part of your life believing that there's never enough, and now you realize that it was just a myth and it does not have to be true for you, congratulations. You see, when we let go of past financial restraints, we become available for new possibilities. The goal of step 2 is to get clear on all of the survival tactics that we've developed as a result of our financial block. So let me explain. When we think that there's not enough, we go into what I call survival mode, and that creates a ripple effect. It starts off by worrying that there's not enough. So then we chase after more and we become protective over what we have. Now, these behaviors result in empty bank accounts, living paycheck to paycheck, borrowing on credit, and all kinds of other financial problems. I made a list in session 4 of your workbook. Feel free to circle all that apply or go back to session 2, look at your hurt list. Almost every one of those things is going to be a survival tactic. Then ask yourself, What impact have these survival tactics had on my life? Or another way to phrase that is, what have these tactics cost me? It can be quite jarring to realize that one little idea can have such a tremendous effect on our life and finances. But I invite you to use this new awareness as motivation to let go of your financial blocks. Now, the cool thing is, we don't have to remove any of these effects. Why? Because once you remove the root cause, all of the effects, all of these symptoms, all of these survival tactics will dissolve. The beauty of step 3 is that you're already well versed in how it works. What do I mean? So I walked you through the entire process in session 3. If you recall, the simplest way to break through a financial block is to practice new financial behaviors. But when that financial block is more challenging, we've got to go in, identify the source of the problem, understand the damage that it's caused in our lives. And when we do, it becomes much easier to remove that financial limitation. So pick a thought, feeling, or habit that's been holding you back. Understand the damage that it's created in your life, and then start practicing new, more productive financial behaviors. And once you've gone through this process, if you're still feeling stuck, let's hop on a free one-on-one call. Comment the big split, and I'll send you an invite. Now let's recap all 4 sessions and get you on your way. Problems with money exist in 2 places. If you'd like to create a healthy relationship, practice balance between the internal and the external. Number 2, bring awareness to your financial past and identify all of the behaviors that are helping you versus the ones that are hurting you. Number 3, the simplest way to break through financial blocks is to practice new behaviors. So, come up with new habits to replace the old ones. And number 4, to let go of the most stubborn financial blocks, identify the source of the problem. Understand the damage that it created, remove it, and then practice new, more productive behaviors. When we bring awareness to the things that limit us and learn how to let them go, that is the first step in reinventing ourselves and our relationship to money. I invite you to consider that as you break through your financial blocks, what you're really doing is learning how to let go of old thought patterns, old habits, and old feelings around money. And while these behaviors may no longer serve you, they did deliver you to this place right now, and that's pretty rad. As you move forward, recognize that you're building a new nervous system, and that takes time. So do your best to relax into the process. I hope you enjoyed this series as much as I loved making it, and I would love to hear from you. Feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, or share this series with anyone that you know that could benefit from it. As always, thank you so much for your time and energy. I'll see you in the next one.